Hey everyone, thanks again for joining another Slim Sports interview. As always, I am your host, JD, and joining me today is a 6'1" guard from the University of Louisiana. Just got done making some noise in the March Madness tournament, the assist king, Themus Fulks. How's it going, my guy?
Game, giving Brown a break. Fulks on the spin, the drive, and the layup.
Going pretty good. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, man. I'm always happy to have you on, especially after you just had an incredible season. You guys went 26-8 overall in a fantastic season for Louisiana, the Ragin Cajuns. You guys just dominated against everyone you went against. And you yourself, being the point guard that you were dishing out assists. You were 10th in the country in assists per game. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But you overall, you and your team had so much success at your first season at the Division I level. Talk to me real quick about that first season playing Division I basketball. What was that like for you?
It was pretty big time. I mean, I wanted to come in and impact because as a point guard, you're really judged off of wins and losses. You're not really judged off the other aspects of the game. I just wanted to come in, make an impact, help the team. I was excited before I got there, just looking at the team, how I felt like I could fit in. And boy, it was fun. It was a great ride.
Absolutely. And you've had experience playing for great dominant teams from the past season at the junior college level, playing for Dodge City. You guys were one of the top 10 teams throughout the entire year, I believe, and just dominated game after game. Played alongside some other great Division I talent, Nick Pringle, who's at Alabama, and BJ Freeman, who's absolutely killing it at Milwaukee in the Horizon League. Did playing for a dominant team like Dodge City help make that transition to a very successful school such as Louisiana so much easier for you?
Yeah. I mean, playing there just helped me get used to playing with really good players. And at Louisiana, we have really good players, 1 through 15, how many people we have. And yeah, the transition was pretty easy. I mean, had a dominant big, had a lot of great wings. I mean, I just felt very comfortable playing there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've already had some experience at the Division I level. Obviously, South Carolina State was where you started off before going to Dodge City for that year. Now you're at Louisiana. What would you say is the biggest difference for you at Louisiana for the Ragin' Cajuns compared to your previous spots?
I think me just maturing, me really just understanding the game of basketball. I got really good coaches as well who believed in me and just I don't know, just try to teach me the way of the game, just teach me how to be a people's person. Because in the day, you want your teammates to like you. You want the people around you like you. Want positivity around. And being around a lot of good people, I mean, I think that just impacted me on and off the court.
Yeah, you definitely made a huge impact for your team this year, helping them to a 26-8 overall record, 13-5 in conference play. You guys beat some great teams in SMU, Louisiana Tech, Samford, who was having the best season in program history. You guys said, no, not today. We're going to hand you this L. And then, of course, playing Tennessee in the NCAA tournament, that's always an incredible matchup. You guys obviously had so many wins, so much success for you guys individually as players, but as a team as a whole. How were you guys able to just come together and just dominate game after day or game after game every single day to get to this point?
Well, before I got there, I mean, the team was very competitive. The team was very good. The year before I was there, and they had lost in the championship game. So, I mean, they already had an idea for the season highs and lows and what not to do, what to do. We had a lot of fifth-year guys who, of course, knew what to do. And I think that what helped is that we were just in situations that we weren't new to. We were already new to the situation. So we might start a game like even Georgia Southern, for example, was down 20 at half. Nobody panicked. Nobody panicked. Came back out there within like 7 minutes left to go in the game. We took the lead. You know what I mean? So I think that everybody just being comfortable with being in uncomfortable situations and just trusting each other. I think that's what helped us really dominate.
Yeah, you definitely took a lead role for your team. Started in every single game this past season, averaged 9.2 points, 2.9 rebounds, 6 assists a game. Like I mentioned before, that was 10th in the NCAA in assists. I mean, up there with some of the best guards that are being scouted by NBA caliber teams. There's no doubt some NBA scouts are taking a look at your playmaking abilities. And then obviously you led the Sun Belt in assists as well with those numbers. Talk me real quick about that point guard mentality that you have, that playmaking style. How did you really embrace that role this season for your team?
Well, I mean, almost every team I've been on, I've been the same player. I've been more of a playmaker. It's just what the team needs. I mean, at Dodge City, I was scoring and passing. Like, I led the team in points, I led the team in assists. But here, we had a lot of really good scores. And at the end of the day, I just want to win. Like, it's cool to score points, it's cool to get assists, but I'm just trying to win. And putting my teammates in great situations, not having them think so much, me just setting them up. If that's gonna help us win, that's gonna help us move smoothly. Cause like we were going to games and like we would be like meshing like very smoothly. Like it felt like on offense for us to score, it just felt effortless. We could throw it down to the post. JB get guarded one-on-one, he could score. I come off a ball screen or something. I look around, find who's open, and they make a playoff closeout. Like everything just felt smooth. So I mean, I think that I just took advantage of my role and I just ran with it.
Yeah, and you obviously did a great job doing that. And you had some great bucket getters to help you get those assists. I mean, Jordan Brown, 20 points a game, that speaks for itself. He was a finalist for Sun Belt Player of the Year for that reason.
He
Greg
was
Williams,
he was Jordan Brown was mid-major player of the year too.
he was, you're right.
He was
You're
mid-major
right.
player of the year. He was really good.
And
Mm-hmm.
he definitely deserved that. He was crazy. I remember watching your guys' games, you getting those passes into him, it was a bucket every single time.
Every
Him,
time.
yeah, man. Him, Greg Williams Jr., 12.7 points from him. And then Terrence Lewis II. He has a lot of experience from some great programs as well. He averaged 11 points a game. You yourself, though, you knew when it was time to turn it on. And it seemed like you turned it on in the most important game of the season, the Sun Belt Conference Championship. You had 23 points on 9 of 13 shooting versus South Alabama in that Sun Belt Championship game. What was it about that game where you just kind of took it in your own hands to put the ball in the hoop?
Well, like I said, I try to take what the defense gives. I mean, a lot of the time, teams don't want Jordan Brown. They don't want him to score. Like they're trying to find any way for him to score. And it's like we're not gonna stop our game plan of just stop giving him the ball and just take one defense. No, we're gonna run our offense. We're gonna give him the ball. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna still run our offense. But they were overcompensating. Like basically we weren't basketball players as well. And I was the double guy. Like they were doubling off of me. So I just took that with a grain of salt, and I knew it was a championship game. I knew it was a big moment, and I knew that I was ready for it. So I took advantage of my opportunity.
Yeah, and you definitely did really well with that. Obviously, you guys won that Sun Belt Championship game, moved on to the NCAA tournament, and I want to mention a couple of other really cool games that I saw on here. 13 points and 11 assists versus Arkansas State, a double-double where you just were scoring and dishing out. Just shows exactly what you can do a little bit of everything for your team. And then you had 11 assists in that game against Tennessee, helping your team to a very close contest. Unfortunately, Tennessee got that win, but it was 58-55, that final score. And I know a lot of the times Tennessee, when they're in that NCAA tournament, people look at their opponent and they're picking Tennessee. A lot of people picked Louisiana for that upset because of the fact that you guys fight so hard and you have such a high caliber team. Talk me real quick about that Tennessee game. How are you guys preparing for that, and how are you able to keep that game so close?
I think we were very well coached. I think Coach Marlin put us in a really good position to win because at the end of the day, we just wanted to be in a place where we could win it. And we had a couple opportunities where we could have won, just shots didn't go our way. But I think that everybody on the team, they didn't think we just made it to the tournament. Like that wasn't our goal. Like making it to the tournament, that was like the standard. That's what we wanted to do. Like that was what's going to happen. We wanted to win a couple games. We wanted to be that Cinderella team. Of course, it didn't happen, but we knew as long as we played hard, focused in on what the coaches wanted us to do, we felt like the sky was the limit, and it was. We just a couple shots just didn't go our way.
Yeah, and that's just how it is. But there's no doubt in my mind, Louisiana is more than likely going to end up in that NCAA tournament next year as well, especially with you being one of their leaders. I know the offseason has been kind of back and forth. You actually entered the transfer portal. Looked like you were going to try to go to one of these high major caliber schools. There's no doubt in my mind that they were contacting you. But pretty quickly, you ended up taking your name out of the portal and decided to come back to Louisiana for another season. Talk to me about that decision. What made you originally want to enter the transfer portal and what brought you back to Louisiana?
Well, I had a lot of family situations, family issues and stuff going on. And me being about 13 hours away from home, it was like, should I come back home and try to be closer to family and do things like that? But I mean, had a talk with Coach Marlin, had a talk with all the coaches, talked to my parents and everything, and all that got resolved pretty quickly. I continue to tell Coach Marlin and everybody that I love Louisiana. Like, I feel like that's a home for me now. But yeah, that's the moral of the story. It was just family situation. And it was like, should I be that far away from home? And I mean, of course, my mom gave me the green light to stay, and she believed it's the right thing to do. Then I'm back all in. You know what I mean?
So now you guys are getting ready for this upcoming season. You guys have those workouts. I know right now you're at home. You guys get back on campus here soon with a lot of new pieces on this Ragin Cajun squad. How are you guys really looking to come together to prepare for this upcoming season?
I mean, we're gonna come back. We'll come back this weekend. We're gonna have workouts. We're gonna have lifts. We're gonna team bond. We're gonna do activities together probably. But I don't know. I think that the difference between this year we're gonna have a whole bunch of new pieces. I think the difference between this year and last year team is just gonna be people. I think we're gonna be hungrier, and I think we're gonna have more of an understanding for each other. Because I mean, I was the point guard this year, but I was still relevant, like relatively new compared to some of the other players. But now I got a year under my belt, so I'm gonna be more comfortable with some of my teammates more. And I think that's.
Absolutely. And I know you just said you just got this past year under your belt with Louisiana, with their system, their coaches. You know how they want to play. They know what they expect out of you. How are you looking to improve yourself this offseason going into next year, both on and off the court?
I think that I already have a leadership role just because of my position, but I think I can improve it in all aspects. I mean, call my teammates more, text them more, just hang with them more, like even more than I do now. Just keep trying to get to know them on any type of level, like to where they can call me at 4:00 in the morning, like, hey, bro, I need this. Hey, you know what I mean? Like, just off the court, just keep improving my leadership. And on the court, I mean, everything. Really, just get better at everything. I don't want to just say one specific thing, because you say one specific thing, you're just working on this, and now say you're just trying to work on your ball handling. Now you're not working on your shooting as much. Now your shooting stays the same so I think I need to improve on everything. And I think this year, like, it's gonna shock a lot of people.
Absolutely, man. I cannot wait to see what happens this upcoming season. I know you're one of the best playmakers in the country. And I thought you got kind of, looked past when it came to those Sun Belt Conference awards. I thought you should have been on one of those all Sun Belt teams, but that's just my opinion there. I only look at the numbers every single day. So what do I know, really?
Yeah,
But
it's funny, real funny.
man, hey, there's no doubt in my mind you're going to be up there as one of the top players in the Sun Belt next season. And Ragin Cajuns, the University of Louisiana, they're going to be back in the NCAA tournament. I cannot wait to see what you guys do. Thank you so much for doing this with me, man. I'm happy to have you on here again, and I hope you have a great season.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. You have a good one, man.
You too.